Hi everybody, Chris Boyd here, coming to you from Torrey Pines in San Diego, California. I'm at the site of the Financial Planning Association's Annual Retreat for 2019. It's a conference for financial advisors. Some 400 or so financial advisors have gathered, and this conference is a little different in that it's frequently something that plans time for a little more slower pace, supposedly. I haven't found it that way. I keep running from one talk to another, but it's supposed to be an opportunity for a lot more conversation. And in any case, I found at Tuesday's talks we had a lot of focus on communication and technology, as to a lot of, at least the talks that I attended. The day started with a talk about communicating with visual techniques. A company that called Visual Capitalist. They produce some great graphic articles, I guess you'd call them. There's some great content that it explains ideas and concepts in visual terms, and it's packed with all kinds of great information, but in a way that's a little bit different and a little more meaningful. So they were trying to give advisors some insights as to how they might be able to communicate more visually with their clientele. The most inspiring talk I attended today was by Candy Chang, and she's the creator of the Before I Die project, and it was just a thoughtful presentation for financial planners to give some thought to, try to help their clients to give some thought to what's ultimately important for each of us, you know, when we think about how we spend our time and what our priorities are, and, you know, before I die, what are the things that are really important? A lot of times that's not the stuff, the financial, necessarily costly things. So it was a really good talk about trying to keep focus on what's really important. Many talks sought to forecast the future. A lot of insights into what's technologically coming, both for our profession and just generally about how things will change. And it's definitely thought-provoking as you think about how to deliver services going forward. One of the things that was the most technically relevant, there was a talk by Randy Gardner, and he gave a talk on lessons from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which, you know, now we've been through a tax return season in dealing with the new tax law. There were a lot of great insights that we can use to apply to dealing with our clients. One of the most obvious ones that comes out of the whole thing is that clients who are working should really revisit their W-4. Your W-4 is the form you fill out that defines how many exemptions you have and how much is withheld from your paycheck. And one of the things we found that although a lot of people may have paid less taxes last year on their tax return, because the withholding tables were changed, a lot of people didn't feel it because they ended up having to write a check at the end of the year to deal with their tax return. So even though they had less tax, cumulatively it didn't feel like that when they had to write a check. So if you're in that boat, make sure you take a few minutes and do your W-4 and update that, and maybe understate some of those exemptions you might have historically done. So in any case, we're here I'm here trying to always pay attention to how we can improve our services and be prepared for what's to come technologically, and communicate with you, all the rest of it. I hope it turns out to be something we can apply and make useful and helpful. In any case, I'll be back in the office in a few days, and in the meantime, keep striving for something more.